Hello and thank you for joining me today. Well, this is the Thursday, July 11th edition of our video devotionals. Thank you so much for joining us today and hope your Thursday is going well. Hey, yesterday we got a little bit of relief, I guess overnight really, but I guess a little front went through and this morning we were about 69 degrees and you could tell the humidity had really dropped. So that's really great when the humidity's not so oppressive. And then I think tonight later we got rain coming in. I think tomorrow almost all day rain. And some much needed rain, but God's given us some along the way, and but we're making it. But it is summertime, so you can expect those thunderstorms and also the dry weather, the heat, and all of that. All right, so we're going to jump right into it here. We, of course, yesterday was kind of our first of the devotions for this week due to not having those two up or not up on Monday and Tuesday. So we're going to take this word prevent and just kind of go ahead and use it as our theme this week. We're going to be in Psalm 59:10, if you'll find that, and then we're going to read it here pretty quickly and get right into it. Otherwise, we do appreciate you watching, and thank you for that, and thank you for all the comments that are made, and we do appreciate it. And we've had some in the last week or two. I noticed on the YouTube side, the number of people that have subscribed went up, and I think as many as maybe it was 4 or 5, something, maybe even 6. At any rate, whoever you are, we appreciate you. And if these are a help to you, then we're so glad, okay? All right, so notice here in Psalm 59:10, now remember, our word that we're using this week is the word prevent, not used very much at all. But notice here in Psalm 59:10, it says, the God of my mercy shall prevent me. Isn't that interesting? God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. Now, we talked about yesterday that word prevent there. It means at times it means to go before, to precede. And when you think about it that way, notice as we read this again, it says, the God of my mercy shall prevent me. You know what it's saying? That means the God of my mercy is going to go before me. He precedes me. He's there in front, if you please. And that's why it makes sense when it says, God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. You know, one of the ways that God is merciful is not just that God doesn't give us what we deserve, to be quite honest with you. You know, we've heard many testimonies through the years that people, when they testify in church, often someone will say, you know, the Lord's been better to me than I deserve. If I deserved if I got what I deserved, I'd be in hell, many would say. And the truth is, that is a valid and accurate statement, because we don't deserve the goodness of God, and yet God's mercy, of course, because we trust in Jesus and what He's done for us, then we're able to have that mercy applied to our life and be justified in the sight of God. It also means that God says, my mercy means that I don't allow your enemies, that which is against you in any form. God says, I don't allow that to overtake you. And so you say, well, yeah, but things do happen to Christians. I get that. But always God has to allow it. It always goes through, as we use the expression, comes across God's table. God can veto anything. And so what I'm saying is, isn't it great as we look at the verse again, the God of my mercy shall prevent me, goes before me, and God shall let me see my desire upon mine enemies. You know, the truth is, in this life, God does allow the enemies of God's people and the enemies of some of the individuals. God allows some things to happen where God says, no, you're not going to do that. And that's showing mercy to us. And anybody is always able to get right with God. But sometimes people, they hear God pleading with them and they just keep saying no. For the sinner is for salvation, for the Christian, us to be right with Him. But let me just add one more thing to this. I love this, that God goes before us. We understand that. There's many places in the Bible that would speak of that. How about we kind of couple this with Psalm 23:6, that surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Hey, not only does God have is in front, but how about goodness and mercy is following me? That's pretty awesome. So we're going to stop right there and thank God for God being everywhere and us being connected with Him and Him being our great protector. So I hope you have a great day, safe day, healthy day, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow Friday. Thank you.